James Joyce's Ulysses. First published in a serial form in 1921 in Paris by Sylvia Beach at Shakespeare and Company bookstore, which is still in existence, by the way. And then the book itself was privately published in 1922 and almost immediately banned by the United Kingdom and the United States as being obscene. And from that point on, it was against the law to own the book. The U.S. Postal Service would not allow it to be shipped, and people like William Faulkner, T.S. Eliot, Ezra Pound were having it smuggled into the country because they were desperate to read it. They all had seen Joyce writing it in Paris, and they knew what an incredibly important book it was, despite the fact that some of the vice lords said it was obscene. So there was a busy sub-industry of people trying to get a hold of the book. Then in 1933, Judge John Woolsey, a federal judge, declared that the book was not obscene. And his court case, his decision, is still published in the front of the book. It's always included in the book because this decision changed the definition of pornography and what is considered to be obscene. Now, the book does have a lot of explicit information in it. A lot of references to sex, bodily functions, body parts, etc. Some parts that are questionable about religion. But Woolsey said despite the fact that it has all of that, that by itself does not make the book obscene. That the book reflects people's attitudes. Because it's written in a stream of consciousness, it not only shows their actions, it also shows why they feel and think the way they do. So it's a layered approach to the subject. And anybody who's read the book, I remember when I read the book, it took me about 6 times to get through it. I thought, how can people who are smart enough to read this book think this is obscene? Because you really have to look hard to find the obscenity in it. So, 1933, Judge Woolsey handed down his decision. The book was declared not obscene, and from that point on, it was available to everyone. Now, moving forward to more modern times, Modern Library put out a list of the top 100 novels of the 20th century. The books that were the most important, and of course all the books that we think of as being important in the 20th century are there. And the number one on the list, Ulysses. Without Ulysses, we would not have modern literature. He created the stream of consciousness. He created layering plots. He created layering character developments. The whole book takes place in one day. Not only would we not have modern literature, we wouldn't have modern movies, because all of the stuff that we now think of, plot design and the way movies are structured and so forth, all starts with Ulysses. So, banned books, there are a lot of books that have been banned for various reasons. This is, I think, the most important banned book in the modern age, because without this book, we wouldn't have most of what we already have in modern literature. And we can thank James Joyce with his poor, sad little eyesight